Hey guys, Kat1 here, and I haven't really had a lot of time to do a lot of videos lately. I've been really busy, so I figured I'd do another one of these. Most of my stories so far have been taking place a really long time ago, but this one actually happened a few weeks ago. So one of my friends invited me to go to one of these humans versus zombies Nerf wars run by one of the high schools in the area. And I decided to go. We were trying to find a large group to go with us so we could be some sort of awesome elite group squad of a whole bunch of people with really cool Nerf guns. Safety in numbers and all that. You could bring your own Nerf guns or you could pay $2 to rent one. I wanted to be one of the cool people who had their own sick weapons instead of just spending the $2. So naturally I went to the store and I paid $50 instead. I was gonna be the coolest. I was gonna have guns and holsters strapped everywhere. I was gonna be the coolest. Satan. The next day, the friend who had invited me in the first place had informed me that she was unable to go. On top of that, most of the people I knew were also unable to go or just uninterested, so it ended up being a group of just me and Kat1 going. So much for the elite squad. And I didn't really want to just not go because I'd already spent the $50 on my Nerf darts and guns, and they were pretty cool, and I figured even though there will be more opportunities to use them in the future, I'd already decided. So I'm a bit nervous because I've never been to this sort of thing before. The only person who had experience wasn't showing up, and it's just me and Kat1. We show up, we got pretty similar weapons. I've got a strong arm, a couple of triads, and she's got something else that's how do you say it? Maverick? I don't know, and I haven't bothered to find out. And two other things that I didn't know the name of, but they were pretty similar to mine. I had wanted to make holsters for mine, but they kept falling down. I even tried attaching them to some 3D maneuver gear belts, hoping that they would somehow keep my holsters, because I had a lot of them attached to me. And then I realized I would look like a pretty huge nerd if I did that and showed up like that. So instead I wore a pair of pants with really big pockets. They were pretty big pockets. I'm not gonna lie, that was awesome. I've also got a fanny pack sort of thing for the bullets, so I can reload easily, and I've got on my back one of these bag thingies. So I'm geared up, I'm ready to go. I have no idea how to play this game. My friend who had told me about it had tried to tell me some of the details, but I still had no idea what it was going to be like. I didn't know what to expect. The other people start arriving. They've got these massive guns that run on clips and stuff. They've got belts across them that are just covered in Nerf darts. They've got cargo pants with holsters strapped to them. So I probably would not have been the biggest nerd there. There were people in masks. There's this one guy who has this gun that's a meter long. A meter! Probably most of you are American, but that's half a door, I think? Yeah. That seems kind of impractical, but really cool. But it doesn't matter how big they are. It only matters how many you have. So we're waiting for the game to start. We got there an hour early or something ridiculous. And I'm getting more nervous all the while because I still have no idea what to expect because we're in a school. It's kind of dark. Most of the hallway lights are out and stuff. We're waiting in a lobby area type thing. And there are 3 things that make me nervous: horror games, elimination games, and interacting with other people. This was a combination of those 3 things. So they tell everyone the rules of the game, and it's pretty much Everyone starts out as human, except for one prime zombie who is immortal, and the butcher who can kill both humans and zombies and is also immortal. You use bandanas to identify whether you're human or zombie. Only humans get Nerf guns, and if you tag someone out as a zombie, they give you their human card. If you get tagged as a human, you go get a zombie card, and if you get shot as a zombie, you have to give them your zombie card and cannot tag anyone until you get a new one. There's like prizes for whoever collects the most cards. So the humans get a head start, of course, because otherwise that wouldn't be fair. And right around then, they like start counting down with like this megaphone. Everyone's like freaking out and starting to run off. I jammed the human card. I was trying to like fiddle with it and put it in my pocket. Just all running in different directions. And me and Kat1 decide to stick together, of course. Squad Kat2. We race upstairs with everyone else. There's disco music playing in the background because that was a theme or something. And there was groups, big groups on like either side of us too. And if you heard one of the other groups like start screaming and running, you know something bad was coming. And you know ahead of time. So we were doing pretty well for a while. Eventually we got split up from like the bigger groups though. And at that point we were just like hiding between the lockers, each of us looking a different direction. And if either of us saw anything, we were gonna like jump out both at once and sneak attack. We had a pretty good plan going. So this other guy comes along. And he's like, hey, I got split up from my group. You guys seem pretty good. Do you mind if I join you? And we're like, yeah, I let him borrow one of my guns because he lost his. Hey, aberrants, what are you doing? And then eventually a bunch of people like race around the corner. And so of course we started running too. And the dude who had just joined up with us, he like took this really bad fall. He was like, guys, I'm out, keep going. And then we're like, okay. And I was like, where's my gun? And I didn't get my gun back for a while. Because everyone was too much in a panic to, like, bother. But during all this chaos, I actually got split up from Kat2, so I was wandering around the building alone looking for her. I started being chased, and I'm sort of avoiding people, and I'm running down the hallway, and I see this group ahead of me all get ambushed by someone hiding in the lockers who was a zombie, and I was like, oh no, there's an ambush, I should probably get out of here before I get ambushed as well. But I was being chased at the time, so I figured maybe if I sprint really fast forward through the ambush, no one will have time to tag me. I don't know what I expected. I got out. I meet up with Kat2, who's also dead. Too exhausted to really go after any people. We just sort of like sit on a bench for a while, take a break, drink some peach juice. The next round is different. It starts out with a small group of humans who have to get to a designated area without being like tagged within 10 minutes. And like people were taking turns being the small group of humans, and as zombies, me and Kat2 scouted out like an area that would be pretty safe to go through, because no one, like no zombies or humans, had gone that way. It was mostly just us waiting for like someone to come along, but no one did. So when it was our turn, Kat2 like suggests to everyone that we go that way, but nobody else takes her advice, so it's just us two alone again. It actually worked out pretty well for the first little while because no one was actually there. Like, we were right in picking that way. But when we got to the end of the area we had scouted out and into dangerous territory again, things got bad again. So I see, like, Kat2 points out this guy who's, like, following us, like, a ways back, just sort of, like, stalking us in the shadows. And I'm trying to keep an eye out on this dude. We're still walking forward. And then we get ambushed again by this girl in the hallway. And I like whip out my gun and I shoot her like directly in the face so fast. And Kat2 does the same thing, of course. But she's just like I totally got you first, even though I'm pretty sure I blasted her, like, directly in the face. And I'm like, okay, whatever, and we're arguing a bit. When the dude who was following us, like, in the shadows, just comes racing forward and, like, gets both of us out. And I'm like, okay, well, now it doesn't matter. Frustrated, we're waiting for the final round to begin. This time, the people running the thing point out the new Prime Zombie, who is, like, apparently some guy who does cardio and was, like, really fast. That's what they told us, and they even gave us, like, an extra head start, I think. I don't know, I was kind of panicking too much to listen to the numbers. I just ran out of there. It's a normal round again, aside from that. It's time we spend a lot of time running, but we don't actually see the Prime Zombie most of the time. And we're like, okay, he's probably off somewhere else. And then we hear like a group of people running behind us, so we run towards the stairs. We get to the stairs, which are like a safe zone. You're not allowed to tag people on them or run on them. So they're pretty safe. And we look behind us, we're on the stairs, and we see him. He's right there in his brightly colored Prime Zombie vest. And we're like, oh snap, but we can't run on the stairs, so we're just like walking, knowing that he's like right there up the stairs. And when you get to the top of the stairs, there's like this intersection thing, crossroad type of T section thingy. Yeah, that. And most people turn right. So hoping that he would go after most people and not just us two, we turned to the left. So we're walking down the hallway, he went right, we're all okay. We're like with this other group of a couple of people, when suddenly someone comes running down from the opposite direction. And I'm assuming that they're a survivor of whatever massacre had just happened. But they're just screaming, "The Prime is coming, run!" And we're like, oh snap. And I'm like, okay, there's no way we are going to have time to run away from him. There's no way we can outrun him. So the best thing to do would be to hide between the lockers and hope that he's running so fast that he doesn't see us. Except I didn't say that because I was a bit behind. And I didn't really want to shout it, obviously, because he would hear us, so I was trying to like whisper to Kat to like hide with me, but she was up ahead of me and she wasn't even looking at me, so she couldn't hear me. And I could hear him like approaching, so I just was like, okay, time to hide. Forget her, forget everyone else. Hope for the best. So I'm like squeezed between the two lockers, like dead silent. And I see him come racing down the hall at maximum velocity, like he's Sonic the Hedgehog. And I'm like, oh my god. But he ran right past me, so the plan had worked. So I'm thinking, okay, he just ran that way, I'll go back to where he came from, hoping he won't check that way for a while. We'll probably be safe there. I step out into the hallway, I look towards where he went to see if he was like gone. He wasn't gone. He was right there. He was staring right at me. So I book it down the hallway, hoping for the best. He didn't chase me, which was good. I make it to another set of stairways, and I take a break. Get it together. I'm like exhausted from trying to outrun that dude. I don't have very good stamina. I don't know why I agreed to this, actually. And then I realize I left Kat behind again. She's probably dead, but I should go looking for her anyway. So I head out slowly. I'm like walking towards where I'm hoping she went. I don't see anyone like at all. I walk through a set of doors and there's like a couple of people standing there. I think they're hiding or something. And then one of them just says, "The Prime is right behind you, you know." And I'm like, wait, what? And I check behind me really quickly, and they sort of like laugh a bit, and I don't see anyone, so I'm guessing they're like, I was guessing that they had actually just been trying to trick me, like people do. Haha, made you look. And so I keep going, walking, and then they're like, no, seriously, he's like right there. And I check again, and he's right there. I didn't even hear him or anything. He's running like so fast. And I go, like, I sprint off. I'm going as fast as I possibly can, trying to outrun Cardio Sonic the Hedgehog. I feel him tap my shoulder as I'm running. He's caught up to me. I collapse to my knees, looking up at the sky. Sonic's voice echoes in my mind.
You're too slow!
A single tear rolls down my eye. During this whole night, I have not gotten a single kill.